farmers are issued a credit card facility for timely credit without any delay. Farmers necessary timely credit. Prior to the introduction of this Kisan credit card scheme, if the farmer is putting an application for a loan, the process may require months together. Delay was there in the sanctioning of loan to the farmers. That was a characteristic feature of Indian economy at that time. With the introduction of the Kisan credit card scheme, timely credit, quicker credit facilities are given to the farmers without any backing security. Without any backing or security, small amount of credit facility at all time available to the farmers using Kisan credit card scheme. That Kisan credit card scheme is also for the financial upliftment of the weak section of the population, and hence that is also for a financial inclusion policy. Subsequently, we have also started what is called artisans credit card. Subsequently, we have also started artisans credit card scheme for artisans under lower, weaker section of the population, namely artisans. They are also allowed credit card scheme for quicker loan facilities without any delay in sanction. They are also given. All these policies are, you may say, the government policies for a financial inclusion to support the weaker section of the population. Easy credit facility, timely facility, they are providing with the intention of what? Intention of giving accessibility to the weaker section of the population to get away from the poverty level and get them in par with the affluent society, to bring this neglected, downtrodden class of person also in par with the affluent sector. The financial inclusion policy we have. About that is the most important work of the nationalized commercial banks today. Another section. Above we have State Bank of India, nationalized commercial bank. So in the commercial bank, after nationalization, 3, nationalized commercial bank, 3, the third sector of the commercial bank, we may say private commercial banks. Private commercial bank, especially we may take new generation commercial bank. New generation, alangil second generation, all are private. Second generation commercial banks, all are private sector. It was 27, now reduced. Before that, yes. Before that, one more we may take with regard to the nationalization. Before the new generation commercial bank, one more thing we may take, other mergers. Merger, that means today we have the mergers of public sector commercial bank. A number of commercial banks have been merged recently, and so we may take the merger of commercial bank. That also you may write. Merger of commercial banks. Merger of commercial bank. You know, there were 27 commercial bank in the public sector at the time of UPA government. At the time of the last UPA government, when they leave, in 2014, there were 27 nationalized commercial bank in India. And after that, that means after the Modi government, we find the merger State Bank of India and the 5 subsidiary bank of State Bank of India as well as the Women Bank merged. That merger was in the year 2017. In the year 2017, 5 subsidiary banks of State Bank of India and Women Bank of India was merged with the State Bank of India. 5 subsidiary bank and the Women Bank of India was merged with the State Bank of India in 2017. Then after that, in the year 2018, after 2018, two banks, Vijaya Bank and Dena Bank, Vijaya Bank and Dena Bank merged with Bank of Baroda. Bank of Baroda, Vijaya Bank and Dena Bank were merged with the Bank of Baroda in 2018. After 2018, the biggest merger was ordered in 2019 August. This year, 2019 August, the biggest merger was ordered by the Modi government. Adile number one in 2019 August merger. Number one, Oriental Bank of India, Oriental Bank of Commerce, Oriental Bank of Commerce and United Bank of India, Oriental Bank of Commerce and United Bank of India merged with Punjab National Bank. Punjab National Bank. After the merger, now the Punjab National Bank is the second biggest commercial bank in India after SBI. After SBI, the second biggest commercial bank is now Punjab National Bank. Then number two, second, Syndicate Bank merged to Syndicate Bank is now merged with Canara Bank. Syndicate Bank is merged with Canara Bank. After the merger of Syndicate Bank with the Canara Bank, now there is only Canara Bank, Syndicate Bank is not there. And after the merger, this Canara Bank is the fourth biggest commercial bank in India. And the third bank is Bank of Baroda. Bank of Baroda is in the third position. Bank of Baroda in the third position, and this Canara Bank in the fourth position. Number three, Andhra Bank and Corporation Bank. Andhra Bank and Corporation Bank merged with Andhra Bank and Corporation Bank merged with Union Bank of India. Union Bank of India. And after the merger, Union Bank is now fifth largest commercial bank. Fifth largest commercial bank in India is Andhra Bank as well as Corporation Bank merged with the Union Bank of India. Number four, Allahabad Bank merged with Indian Bank. Allahabad Bank merged with Indian Bank. After the merger, Indian Bank is the seventh largest commercial bank in India. After the merger, Indian Bank is the seventh largest commercial bank in India. And the sixth one is Bank of India. Sixth one, Bank of India, there was no merger. Sixth rank, Bank of India, and the seventh rank is Indian Bank. Without merger, few more banks are there. The other public sector commercial bank now, without merger, the other public sector commercial bank individually, they are, one is Central Bank of India. Central Bank of India is 8th rank. 8th rank Central Bank of India. IOB, Indian Overseas Bank, 9th rank. UCO Bank, 10th rank. Bank of Maharashtra, 11th rank. And Punjab and Sindh Bank, 12th. Punjab and Sindh Bank, 12th rank. Altogether we have now 12 public sector commercial bank. It was 27 at the time of a UPA government. at the last moment of UPA government, there were 27 public sector commercial bank, now reduced to 12 in number after 2019 August with the mergers. What are the specific objectives of the recent mergers? Many banks are now merged and reduced from 27 to, the total public sector commercial bank is only 12 in number. What are the objectives of the recent mergers? And the objectives, number one, for acquiring large scale financial resources. Big scale, large scale financial resources now possible only by bigger scale public sector commercial bank. Small size commercial banks are now converted into bigger size to get the advantages of economies of large scale operation. To get the advantages of large scale economies, amalgamation അല്ലെങ്കിൽ merger was done. Number two, in order to have a global competitive efficiency, in order to compete with the other international level commercial banks, in order to compete with the commercial banks in the global international level, big size commercial bank is necessary. Small size commercial bank cannot sometimes compete with the international banking level, and hence it is also intended to establish big size public sector commercial bank to compete with the international banking system. Then it is to assure better financial services to the customers. For a better financial service to the customers, a bigger amount can also be allowed only by a big commercial bank. Better servicing of the customers is another objective, and another objective is risk aversion or minimization of the risk. Risk aversion or minimization, at least to reduce the risk involved in the banking sector, big size commercial bank. Big size commercial bank alone can survive if there is any danger thing happens to the banking system. If it is working in small scale, it will suffer a lot. Big size commercial bank can survive even if there is any risk involved in the working of the commercial bank. And lastly, we may say it is also for the NPA problem to reduce, to get a reduction in the non-performing asset, NPA. One of the most important problem of the nationalized public sector commercial bank today is increasing non-performing asset. That non-performing asset we will take separately later. Anyhow, that is the merger of the nationalized commercial bank and the present structure of the public sector commercial bank in India. Then come to new generation commercial banks. New generation commercial bank. After the introduction of the new economic policy in the year 1991, guidelines were issued by the Reserve Bank of India for establishment of public sector commercial bank. Guidelines were issued by the Reserve Bank of India in the year 1993 for the establishment of the private sector commercial bank in India. And thus, with the guidelines issued by the Reserve Bank of India in the year 1993, 10 bigger size private commercial banks established in India. 10 number bigger size private commercial bank established in India in big size, deviating from the traditional banking business. Big size private commercial banks established in India with novel ideas of deposit mobilization. Deviating from the traditional, novel ideas were introduced by these banks for the mobilization of deposit, and practically they are deviating much from the ordinary traditional public sector commercial bank in their business. And all these private commercial bank established since 1991, we include under the category of new generation or second generation commercial banks in India. All are private, deviating from the traditional banking business. New novel ideas in deposit mobilization and banking practice they are introducing in India, a separate group of private new generation, second generation commercial.